Yours by the time it happened. I got you, bro.
So what do we do now, Jimmy?
Welcome to Cappucchino Financiero with Jimmy Guerrero, C. Balian, you host. Cappucchino Financiero is a program dedicated to you, the small business owner. Thank you to Xavi Herrera, the founder of World Business Society, uniting one small entrepreneur at a time. Bienvenidos a otro programa más de Cappuccino Financiero en vivo y directo en el canal de World Business Society YouTube desde Las Vegas, Nevada, con tu anfitrión Sid Valiant Jimmy Guerrero, experto en finanzas, en la banca, en inversiones, con una carrera de 25 años, haciendo este programa de servicio a la comunidad para tu beneficio. So what I was saying in Spanish for my Spanish audience is, my name is Jimmy Guerrero. I've been in banking, in investments, in insurance, in education for 25 years. I have worked for Citibank, Chase, Wells Fargo, among others. And this program is for you, the small business owners. I want to say hi to Xavi Herrera, uniting one small business person at a time through the World Business Society live YouTube channel. And of course, I also want to thank my parents. Without their inspiration, their example, without their hard work and determination, I wouldn't be here talking to you folks this morning. También quiero agradecer a mis padres, que gracias a su sacrificio, a su impulso, a su fortaleza, inspiración, no estuviera hablando con ustedes hoy día. Without any delays, sin más preámbulos, I'm known this young man. Yo he conocido a este muchacho. Ya no es muchacho. Now he's a man, 30 years old. Ahora tiene 38 años. Lo conocí cuando tenía 16. I met him when he was 16. He's the son of a good friend of mine, entrepreneur. He's Joey Niguez Jr. He was, I don't know, he was a football player in his high school football team, dedicated. 25 years later, here I am interviewing him in Cappuccino Financiero. I was a banker then with Wells Fargo and also with Chase. I was a licensed banker, 663 Life and Health, you name it. My best year in banking was 2006. I did 85 million in HELOCs, 1 million in fixed annuities. Little did I know that this young man was going to be his own principal, owner of his own agency. Not even, I didn't have a crystal ball. Lo que yo quiero decir en español es que Joey Niguez Jr. lo conocí cuando era jugador de su equipo de fútbol de Yellow Jackets en Oxnard, California. Ahora es dueño de su propia empresa en un rascacielos en el edificio de Morgan Stanley Building. He has his own office in a Morgan Stanley building, and he's only 38. Junior, Joey Niguez, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Hey, Jimmy, any better to be taller? Thanks for the time and the entertainment and everything. You've been the same individual since I've known since I was 16 years old, walking into the bank, joking with my father. But again, I am here in Oxnard. I live in Ventura, have an office here in Oxnard. I got to travel quite a bit and meet a lot of good people at the same time, build an identity inside of the industry, help a lot of people, especially a lot of Latinos in the community, because they all need help, and we need to just educate more people on this language called money. You can speak Hebrew, Spanish, Korean, Farsi, everything, but if you don't speak money, you're a little lost in this country.
Allow me to translate for my Spanish audience. Dice él que en su oficina tiene agentes que hablan los idiomas que tú quieras, incluyendo marciano, including Martian. No, I'm joking. But if you don't know how to manage money, si no sabes how manejar tu dinero, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to see a hard. Vas a pasar unos momentos muy difíciles, sin necesidad. And I agree with you, Joe, because in the richest country in the world, people are going to make between $250,000, your generation probably $1 million or more, and they retire with a check of $800, $1,000, 40 years of the productive life. I don't know where he went, into the cloud, because they did not have a financial mentor, or they themselves did not even ask Google how to manage their finances. Lo que le estoy diciendo a este joven empresario, que en el país más rico del mundo, donde la gente puede ganar $250,000 hasta $1 millón, especialmente la generación de Joey Niguez Jr., la gente termina con un cheque de retiro de $800 a $1,000 cuando ganaron $250,000 hasta $1 millón, porque no tuvieron un educador, un mentor, alguien que les instruya en cómo manejar mejor su dinero. Joey Niguez Jr., how is it that you take off the high school varsity football uniform and helmet and all of that and become an entrepreneur? The mic is yours.
Jimmy, that's a good question, and I think everybody has a different story. I think since you know my family pretty well, you knew my dad was an entrepreneur and independent. And one thing about my father is that he had a lot of work and he was really wound up, but he taught me not to have freedom and have control over my life. I felt good about that. Mind you, I had a job prior. I worked. I was in the car industry. I worked with mental health. The entire time, my motor was always running in the insurance and financial services business. And I knew right away, someone taught me this a long time ago. People that move the money make the money. So if I could teach people how to move money and provide peace of mind, that makes more sense to me. Now, as far as the entrepreneur side, watching my dad work as hard as he did, I felt, man, if I can control what I do, control the actions I take to becoming independent one of these days, it's going to eventually yield me to a time where I don't have to work for somebody.
Let me translate for my Spanish audience. Thank you. Si yo les traduzco lo que él dice, me demoraría 5 o 10 minutos, pero les voy a dar un resumen breve de lo que dice. Él vendió carros, él viene de una familia empresarial, yo le conozco a su distinguido padre, el señor Joey Nigel Sr., ingeniero electrónico industrial, que trabaja desde su propia casa, muy inteligente, una persona muy empresarial. Joey Nigel Jr. ya lo tiene en sus venas, y él dice que aprendió desde muy joven, aunque hizo muchos trabajos, incluyendo vendiendo carros, entre otros, que quien sabía manejar el dinero y enseñaba a otras personas a manejar el dinero, no tenía límite en su progreso. Go ahead, Joe.
And what I learned from my dad is the equity he puts into his business is going to equal the freedom, right? So the sweat
Let me
equity.
translate that one. So, lo que dice que aprendió de Joe Nigel Sr., su padre, que quien controla el dinero tiene ganancia, tiene el interés, tiene plusvalía, como tú quieras llamarlo. Y eso es lo que mueve las cosas en la vida y te da poder y libertad. Go ahead.
And then, learning from the right people. It's about having a good mentor. First and foremost, my dad.
Dice que aprendiendo de la gente clave, como mentores, maestros, personas que son sabias y saben el conocimiento, como por ejemplo su padre.
And then having mentors, there are people that are very successful that are doing it better than I could, and I'm learning from the best. So by me copying the right person is bringing me success.
Dice él que juntándose, aprendiendo con las personas que ya han subido a la pirámide, a la cima del éxito, es como tú puedes desarrollar tu potencial y tener éxito también.
Claro que sí. And then that's perfect. And then the benefit is that my whole family, even my brother, has his power washing business. He's successful. So all of us on our own right started our independent business and our companies, and it's been a blessing.
Dice que su hermano también tiene un negocio is it a car wash business that your brother has? Or?
No, pressure washing.
Pressure wash. Oh, sí, sí. The construction. Yes, yes, yes. Ya dice que está en la construcción su hermano, también tiene un negocio en cierto tipo de uso, como es el poder de una sopladora para limpiar la arena y todo lo demás, que a él está yendo muy bien también, pero que él también es empresario.
And then having fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta love what you do.
Y también dice que tienes que divertirte, que tienes que amar lo que haces. So now, Joe, how did you find your ah moment? Because, we're not born with an ah moment, otherwise we'll be Bill Gates, we'll be Warren Buffett. My goodness, we'll be among the younger successful giants, even an Anthony Robbins. Le digo que nosotros no, ¿cómo llega ese momento en que abrimos nuestro chip y llegamos a ser exitosos? So, tell us your testimony about how you achieve your success.
I think the biggest thing that achieved my success would be the fact that I was able to learn how someone ran business, and I was able to duplicate the exact same process, and then finally make my first paycheck by myself.
Dice que él aprendió de su padre, cómo él manejó exitosamente su empresa. Y lo que hizo él simplemente fue un espejo del trabajo de su padre, de la manera en que él manejaba su negocio. Y así fue como él poco a poco fue escalando las montañas del éxito. So tell us, what are you doing now? because I'm very, very, very curious. Le digo que me diga qué es lo que está haciendo ahora. Go ahead.
Jimmy, that's a great question. All I do is I provide education about how money works. I make something very complicated, make it very simple. And you know how in 2008 people lost their 401ks, jobs, and houses? I help people so that doesn't happen again, where they have peace of mind. I'm in the business of transferring knowledge to provide opportunity to give people peace of mind.
Me
So
dice Joe Iniguez que en 2018, en 2008, cuando se tumbó la marqueta y perdieron, la bolsa de valores perdió la mitad, las casas se bajaron de valor a la mitad por no tener un plan sólido. Él simplemente aprendió todo ese conocimiento y lo explica de una manera sencilla en que el cliente lo puede explicar. So, you know, he just learned those complex financial concepts and makes it, and he speaks in plain English from A through Z in how people can do through small steps to become successful and avoid those speculative risks so they don't lose their shirt.
You know, the biggest thing I tell people is peace of mind is everything. And how much is that worth to you? What I try to do is put those pieces together so people have that peace of mind when it comes to retirement, finance, and health. You know, health is a really important thing. Life insurance, retirement planning, making sure everything you build for your future goes back to your family. A lot of Latinos don't understand this too.
Dice que él, a través de un instrumento llamado una aseguranza, él enseña las herramientas y los métodos de cómo estirar ese dólar y a través del tiempo hacerlo crecer de una manera sólida, de una manera lenta pero segura. So, Joe, how did you ended up in a skyscraper? Le digo que cómo termina en ese rascacielos del Morgan Stanley Building.
And that's a long story. In fact,
But make it, the long one, make it short.
well, we ended up having we opened up an office in 2020 and then COVID hit.
Abrieron una oficina en 2020 y el COVID nos pega.
So we couldn't use the office anymore. So we ended up
tuvo que aplazar el plan.
So it got really, really intense. And then long story, based on what the people I associate myself with, we're able to connect. We put our minds together, we put our money together, we put an idea together. And then we got an opportunity to come into this building and have a beautiful office on the 17th.
Dice que se juntó con personas que tienen su misma visión y juntaron su capital y así terminan aquí en este rascacielos, un edificio muy bonito que se llama Morgan Stanley Building, aquí en una avenida que se llama Vineyard, en la ciudad de Oxnard, California, que si no la conocen, les recomiendo que lo visiten. I'm saying in Spanish that what you just said, plus in addition to that, promoting Oxnard, California, the beautiful, mysterious, iconic city in Ventura County, just 1 hour north of LA, a best kept secret, still a best kept secret, which I'm very happy.
Absolutely.
What was, you were telling me that when COVID hit, you had your business, pretty much you lost your business. You had to find other ways of staying active financially. Bills don't wait. What helped you maintain the faith? Le digo que cuando vino el COVID, su negocio casi desaparece. ¿Y qué le ayudó a mantener la fe? Go ahead.
You know, I've had a lot of, I will tell you, faith and mindset is everything. Right now, if you have a good idea, you stick with it and you keep running with it, right? Remember, money's never lost. It goes to the rightful owner. So I want to help as many people to understand that concept where money stays in the same possession. And it helped me by continuing to educate people. Meantime, I got introduced into the car business. I love the car business. It was a great thing. It was a little transition I had to take because I switched broker dealers. So I finally went from one broker and I went independent. And that was a blessing, right? That was a blessing.
So dice que él aprendió el negocio de la venta de carros, pero también principios financieros, que los principios financieros son básicos en muchas industrias, y él se fortaleció para seguir haciendo lo que ama, que es el manejo del dinero a través de un seguro. Go ahead.
And I madly respect people in the car business because I did it for a little bit. And the time I was in, I was very successful because I brought education and money one-on-one into buying vehicles.
Dice que aún así tuvo éxito en el negocio de venta de autos porque la educación y el conocimiento de él lo unió y lo hizo aplicable al negocio en el que él estaba. So, you're being successful in the car business. How did you get back in the insurance business? Le digo que tenía mucho éxito en el negocio de la venta de autos. ¿Cómo regresa a lo que él ama, que es el manejo del dinero, los seguros?
I've never stopped, Jimmy. I always did both. I did both, and I did really well at both. And then I realized that you have no freedom. Again, you're sitting there in an industry that I appreciate it, but I knew my just getting bigger and bigger on the back end where I was able to just make the full transition and then go full bars.
So you save some money, some of your commissions to be able to have some capital money to go back into the insurance business. I guess that's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Dice que él perseveró y ahorró un capital cuando tenía éxito en la venta de autos para regresar de nuevo a lo que él ama, que es tener su propia agencia del mejor manejo de dinero a través de seguros. That's beautiful. I love it, man. I love it. So, for those interested in finding out a little bit more about the better way of thinking about money and what you do in Oxnard, California, how can they get hold of you? Para los que tienen preguntas de cómo manejar el dinero sabiamente, aquí nos va a decir Joey Níguez Jr. cómo se pueden contactar con él. Go ahead, Joe.
Got 20 years of experience working in this industry. I simply did the car business because I want to see if I can do it. And I did, which was exciting. But how to get a hold of me? I am expanding here in Oxnard. I have a beautiful office here, a couple partners of mine, and we're just looking to help a lot more people in condensed time frames. So they can get a hold of me with my number on the bottom of the screen. My direct number is 805-415-7525. My Instagram is going to be J and my last name YNIGUEZ. And you can find me there. I also included my email on the bottom of my page here that Jimmy actually put in for me. But as far as that, I am looking to expand, growing mindsets and helping other people do what I did and teaching them how to do it quicker than I did it.
Dice que los que están interesados en saber un poquito más de los caminos hacia el éxito a través del seguro, pueden llamarle al 805-415-7525, pueden escribirle a joe.iniguez@ilnagency.com. También está en Instagram, también está en Facebook. Él también, you also on TikTok, I assume.
I'm on TikTok too, yeah.
También está en TikTok. Now, I have a question for you. Every state has to have, in order to sell insurance, every state has to have a license. So for those people that are in the insurance business in Nevada, they can get the California license and then they can do both markets, correct?
Very simple. The exact same way you explain is exactly how simple it is.
Dice que si quieren vender seguros en California, simplemente, and you will be able to help them if they're interested.
I will go above and beyond. Yes, I will help.
Dice que para los que viven aquí en Las Vegas o en Nevada o en cualquier otro estado que nos estén mirando, póngase en contacto con él, les ayuda a sacar la licencia en el estado donde él está para que tengan acceso al mercado de California también. Es lo que le está diciendo. Fantastic. I love seeing you from a varsity football uniform to a businessman jacket and shirt on a skyscraper. I mean, God bless your parents, man. God bless you that you have the fortitude to have an idea and never lose faith. And now I'm going to teach my audience, and you already know this, but my educational moment, which is very, very quick, that I'm going to share. And it has to do with credit. And why is credit so important? I have explained to you all that I've been in banking for 25 years, working for the biggest banks in the USA. Lo que les digo es que, pasada mi experiencia trabajando con grandes bancos en Estados Unidos, credit is a tool that has to be respected. Credit es una herramienta que tiene que ser respetada. So let's take the mystery out of credit. Vamos a quitar el misterio del crédito. The lowest score is 300. The highest score is 850. And why is it important to know? Porque es importante saber que el más bajo es 300, el más alto es 850. Porque si tú quieres un préstamo para pequeños empresarios tienes que tener buen crédito. Why is it important? Because if you want a small business loan, credit is king. Regardless whether you have $1 million of your own money, credit is king. And believe it or not, even to get a cellular, nowadays they run you credit. Aún para comprar un celular, te corren tu crédito. Entonces, how do you develop good habits to be on top of the game? I understand there are situations when there is a divorce, there's a sickness, there's loss of employment, catastrophic illness, you have to go BK7. I understand, but that doesn't happen every day in life. Those are extreme situations. Lo que digo que yo entiendo que se puede perder un trabajo, un divorcio, una enfermedad catastrófica, pero eso no pasa cada día, son extremos. So, let's understand how credit works. Vamos a aprender cómo trabaja el crédito. 35% of that credit score is your payment history. 35% de tu crédito es tu historial de pagos. You know, Joe, when I was in banking, in retail banking, not I'm in the administrative part, people would say, you know, Jimmy, that person that answered the phone insulted me or disrespected me, or I felt at least that way. I'm not going to pay my water bill this month to teach him a lesson. God bless that person, you know. Lo que le digo es que cuando yo era banquero en las sucursales, me dice una persona, no me saludó, la persona de servicio al cliente, no voy a pagar mi bill este mes. They did not understand that they were not hurting nobody by themselves. They're not paying that month's utility bill. Because next month, the credit score could go down 20, 30, or 40 points. And there goes your plans to buy a home, a car, start your own business, get a small business loan. Lo que le digo a mi amigo es por no pagar ese bill, esa cuenta de electricidad el próximo mes, podía descalificarle para comprar un carro, una casa, un préstamo para su negocio. So don't get mad, just pay your utility bill. Just as an example. No te enojes, paga tu cuota mensual. The other 30% is how you utilize credit. El otro 30% es cómo utilizas crédito. You know, sometimes, Joe, people, they think that by maximizing the credit cards, the credit score is going to go up. On the contrary, it's the opposite, it's going to go down. Yeah. Lo que le digo a Joe, que mucha gente piensa que maximizando sus tarjetas, si usa más, el crédito va a subir. No, se les va a empeorar. Because if you use more than 30% of your credit score is going to go down the next month. Si usas más 30% de tu crédito, se va a bajar. That doesn't mean that if you need it for a good investment, you should use it, but make sure you pay it as soon as possible. No quiere decir que si tienes una buena inversión no la uses, pero paga lo más pronto posible. The other 15% is the length of credit history. El otro 15% es el tiempo que tienes tu crédito. The other 10% is your credit mix. El otro 10% es la mezcla de crédito que tienes. You know, Joey Niguez Jr., a lot of people think that by getting 10, 20 credit cards, the credit's going to go up. It's the opposite. It's the variety of credit that gives the vitamins for your credit score to go up. Lo que le digo a Joey Niguez Jr. es que mucha gente piensa que sacando 20 tarjetas su crédito va a subir. No, no, no. Se le va a bajar, es la variedad. It's better to have a variety, such as your credit card, your personal line of credit, your business line of credit, your mortgage credit, your auto credit, among others. That is what helps your credit score. Variety, diversity, not the same type of credit. Of course, the banks and the systems won't tell you. Claro, los bancos y el sistema no te lo va a decir, que es la variedad. And the last point I want to make is credit inquiries. This is, you know, a most neglected point. They don't teach us and we don't know. ¿Cuántas veces aplicas? As a rule of thumb, don't apply more than 7 times a year. If you have more than 7 credit inquiries a year, your credit score is going to go down. Lo que le digo es que no apliquen más de 7 veces al año, porque si pasa de 7 veces, tu crédito se va a bajar. So, I just wanted to explain how credit works for those that do not understand how credit works, and I hope this has given you a starting point in how to better manage your credit and be successful. Espero que este pequeño les va a ayudar a tener más éxito en cómo usar su crédito para que no los nieguen su préstamo de coche, su préstamo de negocio, la compra de su casa o inversión en un negocio. I know this is meat and potatoes, Joey Niguez Jr., but you know, it's neglected us a lot of good things such as insurance neglect.
Mhm. You know, Jimmy, this is what you spoke about right now is probably an important thing. People don't understand how important credit is in this country. Credit is money. It's your ability to save money and acquire assets. So again, the information you brought today is phenomenal. It's one thing I do help and work with people with as well as a conversation. But Jimmy Guerrero is a person to talk to in regards to that. And I'll tell you right now, you're in a place, or if you're viewing this, we're just trying to give you a small piece of education and information that makes things just a little more simple. So if you have any questions, obviously Jimmy's information is here. He's hosting these all the time. And I'm so excited to just be hanging out with Jimmy and seeing you again, man. I really am.
Dice que esta pequeña material educativo, él lo recomienda porque es lo que él vive a día con sus clientes. Y cualquier cosa, cualquier empresario que quiera salir en mi programa es gratuito, no se cobra un centavo. Me pueden encontrar en Guerrero 771@hotmail.com. Me pueden escribir si quieren salir en el programa. Guerrero 771@hotmail.com. What I was saying in Spanish is you can write me at guerrero771@hotmail.com. And of course, you can also send me a text, send me a message to 805-216-1542. También me pueden enviar un texto, un mensaje al 805-216-1542. And in the social media, you can see me under Sid Valiant, CID, V as in Victory, VALINTT. You can find me under Sid Valiant. And the reason I use that artistic name is to be able to catch your attention. Uso ese nombre de Sid Valiant para atrapar tu atención, para que yo pueda enseñarte lo que me tomó 25 años en aprender. So I can teach you what it took me 25 years to learn for the best. Joey Niguez Jr., Cappucchino Financiero is your home. Tell Joey Niguez Sr. he's done a wonderful job. Le digo en español que le diga a su papá, Joey Niguez Sr., que hizo un trabajo magnífico. I never imagined seeing you from the football uniform varsity to a skyscraper. That shows you that we live in a fantastic country where anything is possible. Le digo que nunca imaginé mirarlo con su equipo de fútbol americano ahora en un edificio Morgan Stanley Building en Oxnard, California. Pero este maravilloso país, si te aplicas, el querer es poder, puedes llegar como Joey Niguez Jr. So you can contact Joey Niguez Jr. at 805-415-7525. Joe Niguez at ilnagency.com. And I'm going to let you tell me in the social sites where my people can find you.
It's going to be first initial J and the last name YNIGUEZ. That's on Instagram, and then Joe Eniguez, Joe, and then YNIGUEZ on Facebook. I'm not really too much on TikTok, but you can find me there, and obviously my direct number, right, which it just seems to work.
En las redes sociales está aquí al frente de la pantalla el nombre del Joe, Joe.Iniguez, YNIGUEZ, @ILNA, G de gato, ENCY.com. Lo pueden encontrar a él bajo su nombre en las redes sociales, Facebook, Instagram. I hope this is not the last time you visit Cappucchino Financiero, because you're an inspiration for everybody, especially the young people. Le digo que esta es su casa, que no sea la última vez que visita Cappucchino Financiero. There's always going to be a cappuccino, a coffee, a drink, whatever. Because you have a lot of knowledge, and you're an example of where there is a will, there is a way. Le digo a Joey Niguez que el querer es poder. Esta es su casa. If you know any entrepreneurial people that want to participate in my program, Joey Niguez Jr., please give them my contact. I'm planning my calendar for next month. Send them over. They're welcome, just like you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
Le digo que si conoce a un empresario que quiera participar en mi programa, a las órdenes. Esta es su casa.
Perfecto.
Well, next year I'll follow up in another program with you, and I wanna see what you do and how you doing and how is business with your agency.
No, I love to share with that, and I'll do it in Spanish.
Dice que lo va a hacer en español el próximo año porque estoy curioso de saber cómo su agencia está funcionando, está trabajando, está creciendo.
Perfecto.
1,000 hugs, trillion hugs to you and your family, Joey Niguez Jr. It's been a pleasure having you in Cappuccino Financiero. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for participating.
Jimmy, thank you. You have a great rest of your weekend, brother.
Me dice que me desea un buen fin de semana y como les digo, el próximo año lo vamos a tener. January, February, we'll see how your schedule is. Lo vamos a tener en enero, febrero, because we're curious to know how your business is doing. Until then.
All right, Jimmy.